Market update here on the 21st after hours. So we got the sell-off that I talked about in the video before. The reason that I had this coming down again is just simply because this looked like an ABC move to me. And you can tell that that was an ABC move if you're trying to learn this, because this was 5 waves. And then we just got pulled back to the 0.38 fib. And so to make it pretty simple, I just take my parallel line here and then put it up here to get an idea of where I expect it to top out at. We didn't pull back to the 0.5 fib, and then of course we got this move up here, and I sold my stuff around, the rest of my shares around 265.80, a little bit short of this, and it went to 267 like I talked about in the video. But clearly an ABC move. Another way you can check it if you're trying to learn this is this comes nowhere near to breaking the parallel line. So it's ABC in every single way. So then we got the dip, and I added puts right here because I have sold puts, so I'm trying to protect my positions. I added puts there, and then I followed this down here. I sold around here, rebought around here, and then I was able to sell around 260. So it worked out pretty much perfectly. But this move right here, it does come back to the 0.5 fib, so it could be a third wave down. But again, we don't get outside this parallel line. And we hit a little bit short of the 1.61 fib. It is down after hours. It's still possible that it keeps on going down and ends up being a 5-wave move down. But my suspicion is that this is probably a B wave. We're in demand, and this looks like a B wave to me. And yeah, that's my suspicion. We zoom out here on the 2-hour time frame, or on higher time frames. We still haven't even gotten a green bar yet, and we've only retraced to a little bit over the 0.23 fib. So if I'm right and this ends up being a B wave, then I would be looking for I'll move up to like 271, maybe 275 next week, early in the week. And out of all the places, I would be looking at this right here, this little bar right here. See how this comes down below it, it comes back up here, and then we get a pretty decent move down here from 271 to 266. It's not necessarily the best supply zone, but I think it looks like a pretty good area overall for us to hit, and the 1.61 fib is a little bit above that though, 275. So anywhere between 271 and 275 is kind of my target, because again, if we look at the daily time frame, we still don't have a green bounce yet. You want to see that green bar to show that we have completed a B wave. If that's what it is, it could be a second wave too. So second wave needs to go back to 276, a little bit higher than what I'm expecting. So again, it could be an expanded flat as well. But overall, we're in a daily demand zone right now, and we held it today and bounced out of it. I expect us to be C wave higher, and then I don't know from there. It could end up being just the overall A wave. It could be a pullback to demand again and get a C wave higher. Maybe we come up here and fill this gap. 276. The 1.61 fib is right here at the gap fill. So we'll see how it goes, but I would say actually I would favor it just doing this. something like that. Let's just see. And look at that. If it goes to 271, the next move down like equals perfectly for the gap fill at 235. So that is what I think is going to happen next week, early in the week. 271, and then I'm looking for a sell-off lower, which means that this probably is, let me zoom out here. This is probably, it depends on how far this comes back. This could end up being the 5-wave move that I've been talking about. If it only goes to 271, then I would consider it an ABC move, and that probably means it's the 4th wave. So this would probably end up being 3rd wave up here. Unless, another option though is ABC, 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 which I don't think is valid actually. So it doesn't really matter that much, the long-term chart. I'm just looking at the short-term. That's what I see. So it's either going to be a 5-wave move down, or we're going to get ABC here, and that could turn into being this, or it could end up being this, or it could come higher. But again, the thing about if it's a 5-wave move now, it really can't be a 5-wave move now. It has to be an ABC move. So ABC is pretty much what I see. If it's a 5-wave move, then it's going to invalidate this whole move, because it's going to come back in here and cross into this first wave. Then that would change everything. So really just focus on the short term, and I just showed you on lower time frames what I expect. Going to get a 5-wave move. Like that is what I expect next week. If it continues down here, even if it continues down here, it's down after hours, then who knows, you could get this too. So overall, ABC is what I expect, and this took a whole day. So I would expect this to happen probably by lunchtime, maybe a little bit later on Monday. So we'll see if I end up being right or not, but overall, look for a bounce in Tesla early next week. Invalidation on this. All right, let's say we tank. Let's say it starts down. If it just starts down right here, then this can be a 3rd wave. So pretty much I want it to bounce right at the open. If this ends up down, then this can be a 3rd wave right here. And then you're looking for something down in here, and then you're probably looking for a bounce. So I know I'm going over a lot of scenarios, but that would probably mean we're going to go straight to 235 right away. Because again, let's just do this again. And that might even be like 230. So that's possible. If it ends up going down and breaking outside this parallel line, then I wouldn't panic. If you're long right now, I wouldn't panic, because it's probably going to finish somewhere around the low area right here. And then you're still going to have a chance when it bounces back up here to 260, 262. And then that's where you want to start adjusting your position right there. So again, wanted to start off going higher at the very start, but if it goes down farther, don't panic, wait for a bounce. So enough about Tesla, but I have a lot of positions on that right now, so it's one that I have to be very in depth on. QQQ, So in the last video I talked about, we were at 378. And what I saw that made me worried about it, we were right here in the last video. I just saw this pattern right here. I saw ABC. And then I saw this move right here, which was impulsive. And so we have 1, 2, and anytime you see an impulsive move and then an ABC move, you know there's going to be another move down. And that's exactly what we got. We got the move down, and I actually think that this should go down farther on Monday morning. It should go down to about 374.28 because this is going to be a 5-wave move. But as long as it doesn't get outside this parallel line, which it could do that too, I'm looking at this as a expanded flat. So A, B, and then a C wave up here. So kind of similar to Tesla, but it might start down early in the week. But if it does break outside this parallel line, you got to get worried about it. I would like to see this bounce right here though. If it goes to 374.35, then I'm looking for probably a bounce to minimum 378, maximum 383.41. And 383 would make a lot of sense because let's just look at this. Say it goes to 374, bounces to 383. Doesn't have to bounce that high, but let's just say it does. And there's a gap fill up here at 385, by the way. All right, 383 takes us down right here, and look what's right here. We have a demand zone right here, first of all. So there's a demand zone right here on the 4-hour, probably on the daily as well. Yeah, so here's a big demand zone right here. And there's a gap fill at 368.69. So we might not go to 383 now that I look at it because that would only take us to 370. So maybe we go to like 381. 381 would take us right here to this gap fill and this demand zone. So that's kind of what I'm thinking on QQQ. Bounce on Monday, same as Tesla, and then get a big move down after that. Zooming out here on the chart, I think that this is probably finished right here. So this is probably the third wave right here. And so if we're looking for how long this fourth wave would last, I'm looking for it to last about a month and 11 days. It started on the 19th. So I'm looking for it to end somewhere around September 1st. And is there a gap fill here too? September 1st, outside this parallel line. Why does this look different? Alright, let's do. So I'm looking for a pretty big retracement though. Potentially 344, but I'm just kind of getting an idea right here. If this goes to 368 here in the next week or so, then I would probably look for some kind of bounce after that. And who knows where that bounce is going to go, but this length was about $20. So let's say we bounce to the 0.38 fib. We're probably looking at something at least like 355 or so, maybe somewhere down here around this fourth wave. Maybe it doesn't get to the 0.38 fib, kind of remains to be seen, but I'm looking for this to last probably into early September. And then again, that will be the overall fourth wave, and then I would expect another move higher after that. That would be the overall fifth wave. And then from there, we'll see what happens because it could be A, B, C, extended C wave, or again, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and go higher than that. So expect this to last for a while, but on Monday, look for a bounce. Maybe starting the day off, though, a little bit lower, 374, 375, and then bounce. Meta, I'm not really sure on this chart right now, so I'm not going to go over it too much. What I see on it is I do see some gap fills on lower time frames around low 280s. This move right here looks like a ABC move to me. This kind of looks like a B wave, and this looks like it has some more downside, but I think it probably has another move down, which aligns with QQQ. But again, after that, I'd probably look for a bounce of some sort. Maybe it comes down here and does something like comes down here into this area right here. Is Meta doesn't really have any good demand zones in my opinion, but there's a lot of price action going on here. A little bit of support, but nothing really sticks out to me as far as demand zones around this area. So I'm kind of staying clear of this one right now. There's a gap fill way down here at 215, and there's probably some other miniature gap fills down here, but nothing really sticks out to me. So I'm not even doing Elliott wave on this one right now. Apple. So Apple, one thing that's good about Apple, it filled the gap here today on the daily. So on the daily, it filled the gap, and I expected to bounce from here. Let me go down on lower time frames. I think this could actually be one more move higher. It looks to me like potentially, we'll see. It already pretty much tested 200, but I could see another move higher here early in the week and then get ready to sell off. Again, we got a demand zone down here at 175 and a gap fill here at 168. If the market's going to fall down to 350, then expect Apple to start selling off here after the ER next week. Microsoft is one that's more clear in my opinion. I think that this could be, I'm not 100% sure on this, it could go either way actually. Third wave's either finished right here, or this is a first and second wave. 1, 2, and my target would actually be 412 on that. The reason I say that is because if this is a first wave, this is a second wave, third wave, this fourth wave was about the same length as this, so February 8th to March 2nd, this was June 16th to July 11th, so that's got to be a fourth wave, and then we get that big move up last week, or a couple days ago, I mean. And that could be the finish of it. Could be 1, 2, 3 right here. Or, again, we get a 5-wave move up here to 412, and the third wave ends up there. So it kind of depends. I would probably lean towards it being finished, but it is a smaller third wave in relation with the log chart. Let me see how long it was, though. It was $57, and this one is about 40 bucks. So I can take this and you can see it would end up here actually higher than that. 430. I don't know if it's going to go that high, but if it does, it wouldn't surprise me because that would be the end of the fifth wave here, overall third wave. So don't count that out. If we did start the fourth wave, though, there is a gap fill here at 333 and at 317. Fourth wave should retrace probably to the 0.23 fib, maybe a little bit more. I would be looking for somewhere in this area to complete it, and then the length of it should last about 3 weeks. So I'd be looking for somewhere maybe mid-August to finish this, and then the next leg up. So that was a pretty long video. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to go over right now. And let me know if you have any requests on tickers. Maybe I'll do a video over growth stocks over the weekend. I'll probably do a SoFi video. But that's it for now. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you like the content, and I'll talk to you again soon.